Welcome to the weekly market analysis. It's the first video I'm making this year. I took a long 1 month, more than 1 month break. I had some health issues and also I wanted to recover a little and forget about trading for a while and spend time with family and friends. So it's been some price action this year. I avoid over trading on January. It's not the best month in my history of trading. Like January is for me, it's more or less shitty, and the market is doing a lot of fuckery, which we will probably see on the charts. And what I want to say, first thing, I'm putting up, I'm starting up the next group in the middle of February and turning the loser into a consistent winner mentoring program, group mentoring program. There are still 2 places left, so if you were thinking of it, you can subscribe to it by crowntrading.net. And actually, that's all from advertising. So my friend Mark from Discord asked me to show how am I plotting my magical lines, like those zones and what I'm following. So this video will be a little longer, but I'll try to make everything live, so I'm not so fast in explaining things, but I'll try to do my best, and I want to show you what I'm really doing, how I'm seeing the market, and how I'm making my decisions based on it. So with all of that said, let's jump to the charts. And what we have here, we have Euro USD. I turned off most of the indicators right now, and we have the raw price action. And what is the first thing we can see on this chart on the weekly? So generally, we were in a downtrend. We actually still are. We are making still lower highs. So we are in a downtrend, and it's a long-term downtrend, but as you can see, if you are using diagonals, and people say that diagonals are just horizontals drawn properly, I don't really agree with this, but okay, let's turn to the standard scale, or we can do logarithmic, I don't care. It will be easier to chart here. So we have this downtrend. It looks like it got some break, retest, and probably breaking up because it is weekly, and forex is like the permanent oscillator. So this whole range from the all-time low to all-time high on the Euro USD is fucking 91%. So more or less, most of the forex, most of the currencies will have this main trading range. So if you're trying to catch a long lasting trade, forget about it. On forex, go to traditionals, buy some stonks or crypto, or trade crypto, and you will have a trade which you can hold forever. But that's not my trading style. So it looks like we are breaking this downtrend if we are using diagonals. But what I'm looking, and which is more useful for me for the coming year, will be generally getting the support, and we can draw it both ways, but we'll use so this will be my support zone, because I see the price is really well reacting it, and most of the time, even if it broke below, it didn't hold. So this is the key point for me for defining if the Euro USD anytime will get around 1.08. I will be definitely longing it hard. So this is really cheap for me, because as a trader on the chart, I want to identify setups. I want to identify places where I can put my risk on. So I'm looking for something which is relatively cheap for the current price action history, and relatively expensive. And I will buy cheap, so low. At least I will try. Okay. So this is this is the thing. This is the way I'm thinking about the chart, and I really don't care about longer term trades. And yes, you can become a millionaire by trading forex, but you have to know how, and it's really hard sometimes. So what we can see here, it's a general resistance. Okay, like we have some kind of a range here. I would move it even. I would put it even as an order block for now. We can look at it this way because the price was reacting. It's not really useful for day trading or just for getting the market, the understanding of the market. But if we go with just two zones, you can see this was a clear distribution here, and we already tried to stab last year the this area, and the price rejected so far. But this is a clear resistance for now, which is mostly interesting for me. So we are in a kind of a range, and for me, an indication and confirmation of this long-lasting downtrend on Euro USD will be a break, closing in weekly and follow through on a good volume above this zone around 125, 125, yeah, 125-ish. So what we can do also, we can consult it with my indicators. What they do basically, they try to get the current trading range, and they draw the low of the trading range, high of the trading range, main trading range on the current time frame, and plotting some Fibonacci's between them, and also a bunch of EMAs. So this is 21, 55, 200 EMA, 200 SMA. So well, this is the shape, and as you can see, Voodoo is more or less confluent with my own drawing. So here we have a general resistance, here we have a general support. So what we can expect really in the coming weeks from this chart? Let's go to the lower time frame, and what we can see, we are in medium-term time frame. For me, actually, daily is a high term time frame on the forex, because I'm not even trading it too much. I'm just looking at it as at the macro. So we are in the uptrend, and this uptrend is really healthy so far. Good volume on it compared to this grindy, beachy 2-year downtrend on Euro USD, which is promising. And I'm still bullish on Euro USD, although it has some ups and downs right now. So we are in the uptrend. EMAs are confirming it. Price action is still tied between 21 and 55 on a daily. But still, they serve for me as a support zone. 200 EMA and SMA are sloping to the upside, and this is more than enough for me to still remain bullish. I will remain short-term bearish if we break this trend line, most likely start closing below 193, something like this. And that's what I think. So here we have the resistance. What about the support? Here is the major support for me coming in this zone. How am I drawing those lines, those boxes? I'm trying to get some price action, not really looking at the closes or wicks. I'm looking at both. I want to get as many touches within this zone to get it relatively easy for me to manage my bias around. So closing at 80 below it and follow through would mean for me to go to the next support, which is coming, next bigger support coming around here, which is confluent with 200 EMA SMA for now. Here is a first major 382 Fibonacci retracement from the top of the range. So in a more bearish scenario, here we will have some pullback to this zone, and with more bearish follow through to 117 with the weeks down to 1164. What I can say more useful for the coming week, this is a short-term support. Here you have it, really tight. So what I'm looking into here, I will be looking most likely for it as a some kind of, just let me redraw those boxes a little. Um, so I'll put a little more of them here because we have a swing high on the daily here. So for me, for now we are in the small range, and if we break this, the top of this range, here is the some price action to be used for scalping, probably between those two. I personally think that, well, it's still in the uptrend. I'm still trading it to the upside. So for me, during this week, going somewhere near the 1 to 07 will be a good buy. Selling it up here, this will be how I will be trading it. Closing the follow through below, and I will be trading it within the next range, and I will make it a little smaller, easier for the management, something like this. This is what I will be trading. So this is my next trading range. If it breaks below, if it breaks above, this is the resistance I'm really not entering longs at, and I'm trying to see and see what the price action decides. So this is how I do things on Euro USD, and next will be a little faster. So on GBP USD, I already prepared some charts because your time is probably more precious than mine, and you don't want to spend too much time watching me talking to myself. So here is GBP USD. We have a swing low here. We have a general support on the weekly coming here. We had the resistance we were talking about in the previous videos, which was broken and retested a few times actually. Yeah. Here's the next resistance. So we are at the resistance. I'm not aggressively longing, although I'm still kind of bullish on it, and probably some play between this range until it breaks to the next zone. If it breaks back into this main range, I will be looking at plays in this huge zone here. And as you can see, it's GBP USD, and in 1 week it can go all the all the targets. So it's kind of a killer. What about the EMAs and my indicators? So well, it indicated the support really well, but it's showing the top of the current trading range somewhere here, 154. Most of the time when it bounces off this zone, you can play it by fibs. It broke the 3 fibs from the bottom. 618 is here. So a lot of plays. This is the 50% of the range. So I still believe it will break. Also, EMAs are showing a little confirmation of it, because 21 already crossed with 200 EMA, and 55 is on its way to cross the 200 simple. If they and 200 simple and 200 EMA already showing, yeah, they're sloping to the upside. Prices trading above them. So for me, it's a confirmation of still some bullish price action until they are broken. So this is when you use EMAs, and you can use it with confluence. So I will not be really surprised if it bounces to this zone, which is confluent with 21 EMA. This is still on the weekly, but this will be an excellent buy for me, and probably with anticipation of breaking this resistance and coming to reach those nice tops here. And this is basically the market structure I will be following. On a daily, I'll scroll a little. Yeah, it's more or less accurate. So well, so far a little patience here, because we are at the resistance with longing, but as soon as it breaks, for me, close the daily and follow through a nice volume above this zone, and I will be looking to find longs. Also, for the last 2 or 3 months, just buying the daily 21 EMA was a good idea, and I will be probably sticking to it so far for scalping, for day trading, and this is what I plan to go here. With GBP USD, let's go with GBP JPY, the beast, the Widowmaker. It's a tough little motherfucker. So basically what we can see on the weekly, we have a general support here. we have the top of the trading range indicated here. So you can use, I think personally, what I'm looking in the longer term, it will reach at least 149.06. This will be relatively expensive for the this price action. So if I will be longing it for a longer time, which I will be not, but if you are doing it, this would be a good area to close them and look for some pullbacks and reload your longs and then try again. Basically what you can see here, this is the top of the trading range. Jesus. Why text? What did I click? Okay, so here is the top of the trading range. More or less, I'm looking at it as a zone. I try to put some precision into it, but it's more for the general bias changer if it comes from weekly. So I will be looking for the price still to reach the top of this trading zone. If we go to the daily, well, daily it's harder to read. Jesus, what a shitcoin. I love it. I love it. It's so volatile. So here you have the resistance. I'll switch off the indicators. And here's the resistance. Here is relatively easy to define, more or less the support for the current price action. Support zone, it was broken. Same idea as with GBP USD. Buy here, sell here. If it's broken, then the next zone coming from the daily, which I will be looking into, will be somewhere here. So what I'm doing here, I'm trying to get some lows and highs. This is a good resistance. And this will be most likely the next area I will be trying to get. I will be closing my longs, and if it breaks it, then we have another one. And now you can see the pattern in this behavior. So more or less, this is how I will be trading it, zone to zone, range to the range. And if it breaks below, well, we can establish a next support coming more or less here. From this price action, a lot of support coming. Here it was the resistance, here it was a little fuckery around, but it finally broke. And let's see what the EMAs will tell us. And my indicators, they show on a daily the range is shrinking a little, so we are at the resistance or close to the resistance. And well, but still above 21 EMA, 200 EMA, all of them sloping up. And basically, like, I'm trusting those EMAs more or less, especially that, let's go back to the daily, especially that like in GBP USD, just buying them 21 or 55 was a really good trading idea, with some exceptions of the 200 EMA. 200 EMA most of the time provides a good trading setup. It looks to me like it wants to trend to the upside, and this is my anticipation. This is my idea, which I will be probably looking into. We broke this resistance, so we are in this range, but I still look for a resolution to the upside. And that's all what I can say about it. Well, it's looking more or less bullish. On the higher time frames, it's a little fuckery. I love Forex. Forex is for scalping. It's not for holding. You can have really nice, juicy trades out of it, but just forget about holding the trade. Don't be greedy. Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered. So don't be a pig. Don't hold the trades too long. Just scalp it. This is the reason why on Forex there is a leverage available. Okay, and let's go to gold. Gold is interesting. I like gold because it's shiny, and bears like me like shiny metals. So what we have here, we have some kind of a flag consolidation. What I will do, I will probably switch log. No, log is fine. So there are two ways to see it, but basically what it does here and what I'm looking into, it's a reaccumulation. We broke the all-time high. We are looking at it in the previous videos. This support zone here, to buy, and it proved to be an excellent buy. I personally scalped it also. Here is the next resistance, so we are tied in this little range here. But what I would do on gold, probably buy the 55, which is confluent with the bottom of this zone. It's a really good support once again, and try to trade it to the top of the range. But gold is still bullish. It made the all-time high. 55, 21. 21 is a little to the downside. 200s are still to the upside, which shows that it's time for a little consolidation. But this formation here looks more or less getting major. For me, it's consolidating since August last year, so it's kind of a long time. It looks like a flaggy here. However you call it, for me it's just a big reaccumulation. It doesn't look like a distribution to me, so I think gold will go up, and for me, breaking the 21 above confirmation by follow through on a daily, that will be a signal for it to go to the upside. While I'm using mostly EMAs right now, I'm not having any upside targets. So of course, if you are scalping, if you are trading shorter term trades, this will be the obvious close your longs area and wait for the break and the follow through and get on retest. But when the asset breaks the all-time high, there is no resistance on the way, there is no price action where you can really anticipate any kind of resistance coming from the sellers. So what I found in such situations is just use 21, 55 and 200, and for me, buying on the 21, managing it with 55. So if I have a close below 55, I will exit. When the 200 EMA and SMA are stopping up, it's a really good idea. Also buying 200s when the price action gets there, because there is also a scenario it will break to the downside, and then what I will be probably doing here is the next support zone I will be looking into, probably with some wicks lower. Yeah, I can make it thicker. Can I make it thicker? Yeah, I probably should make it lower. I'll go with my indicators, they don't lie too often. So here are my two support zones I will be trying to catch, here or here. If not, then we have 200 EMA and SMA, a probably retracement even to 145, but it will break, in my opinion, the general market structure. So of course bounces, but it will mean that inflation is stopping contracting, and the gold is no longer money. So far, I'm following the bullish narrative here, and this is what I'm looking at. If we go with daily, well, sorry for that. The situation, it's a little complicated because we are consolidating. Well, and let's forget about this weekly drawings. Swing high. Let's get the swing low, and this is the most obvious trading zone for midterm, but we can also make one somewhere here, because we see the price action reacting as a support, then as a resistance. So for me, buy here, sell here, wait for breakout, buy here, sell here, wait for breakout, and the same to the downside. So this is my well, this video is getting long, so I need to speed up. Okay, let's go to DAX, my favorite European exchange, and we have to go to probably monthly to get a grip. I'll activate my oscillators here. So what we are on the long term, we are bullish, we are making higher highs, we need to follow this narrative. What is on the weekly? Another higher high, all-time high actually, made in January. So nothing wrong with it, just play it to the upside until it stops working. This is how it works. What I'm a little concerned about, we have this trading range indicated by my indicators, but most useful on a daily. Well, let's go with some blocks and zones. We were probably looking at this zone as a resistance zone. So Well, we closed below it, and let's see how the price action reacts on Monday. Probably some test even to the 12,645. This is what I would call it. But in more short term, yeah, we can slice it. I don't really trade it too much. I like commodities more than indices. Um, yeah, but this is the support I will be looking at for the pullback, probably 200 EMA and SMA. Overall, I think, well, this is the situation to follow the trend. Though weekly is a little overcooked, the oscillators, so probably some pullbacks on the way, but technically it's still good. What I'm worried and what doesn't work too often, it's like there is some kind of a bearish divergence coming here, but I don't really trust bearish divergences in this middle zone of the RSI. What I want a divergence closer to the critical zone to play out. This is more reliable to me. Stocks are still up on monthly, so on monthly it looks really good. Here it's a little more complicated, and this is how I will be looking at this chart so far. So here we have the support. Okay, here we have the resistance. I will make it a little more tight. So here we have the swing high. Let's get those lines in order. Okay, so we have the swing high. Then we had the resistance coming from this top. Okay, and what we see here, we have another support coming here. Okay, so for short-term trading, it should be relatively easy to see the picture. What I will be looking into with this price action, more or less treat it as a support zone. So here is the support. If I'm bullish, I'll try to buy it. If it breaks, I'll buy this zone, trade it zone by zone until it breaks this high, and then you know what to do. Just fire the EMAs and just play the EMAs and play the uptrend. So this is what I think about it. All was interesting, and I was looking into it. So all oil, Brent. So here we have the resistance, and what it's doing, it's reacting to this resistance. Also, the oscillators are a little overcooked. They are confirming the bullish nature of it because they are in the overbought zone, and this is how I read when they cross and leave it. It's confirming the possible pullback or a dump or the reversal. Well, there are no real bearish divergences. There is slight, if you get this long, a slight hidden bearish divergence, but overall what I will be looking, because it's looking like it wants to pull back, this will be the next support I will be looking on all. So if I want to trade it on the weekly, here is buy, here is sell, here is cheap, here is expensive so far. If it breaks this to the upside, most obvious area will be probably somewhere here. This is the next resistance. This is the next place I will be seeing. Let's see yeah, that's okay. So this is how I'll be trading it. If it breaks, so close on the follow through of the weekly, above it, buy here, sell here, and of course higher. I don't think it will come here this week, so it's not relevant. On a daily, what we can see on a daily, reaction of this resistance. If you want to short it, well, you can, but on the short term, it's still in the uptrend. And if we turn on the EMAs, it's still around 21 and 55. So what I will be looking on it, probably pull back to the 55, even to the lower zone. Really, it looks really really tasty for me. If I wanted to long it, yeah, I would go here, somewhere here between 200 EMA and this zone. It will be an excellent trade. But overall, we are still bullish. 200 EMA is stopping up, 200 SMA, 55, 21, all of them are bullish. So I believe it can break this high, but it will take some time. So, well, this is the all. Dixie is just inverted Euro USD. So those are the zones we are following last year. It reached the support with the EMA sloping down still on a daily. It's bearish as fuck. I'm not changing my bias here. Of course, it's near the support. It's not exactly at the support. I think it will go lower still. It will play around, bounce here over time. Although midterm, it's on the short-term support. Let's go to the daily. So it's really tough situation. But if I don't know if it's possible to short Dixie. But basically, any move here to the 21 EMA confluent with this level will be a sell for me. And I'm bearish in dollar. And I have to look at the monthly. And if you look at the Dixie on the monthly, it is still in the really nice downtrend. Okay, so if you don't know where to go with your trading, with your bias, go with a trend. And trend is to the downside so far. So Dixie is bearish as fuck. Also, what you can see here in this price action, it made already 2 lower highs, and it didn't make a lower or higher low yet. But even if it gets to the 200 simple, it will be a lower low. So critical area to watch on it is this support here, and if it breaks it, it will go to hell. If it goes up on the monthly, well, we have the anticipation of it. If it goes up, there are a lot of resistances on the way. Overall, well, it's a downtrend, so I don't have any real bias other than dollar will be worth shit. Euro will be worth a little more than dollar. So euro is bullish, dollar is bearish for me when I look at it, and that's what I want to follow in my trading. So guys, it took me half an hour to go with this video, so it's 3 times longer than normally, but I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried to do my best to explain how I see the market, how I see those things, how I get those zones, and how I want to trade it. And let's go with daily. This is the general way for me of how I'm doing my preparation for the coming trading week. So when I want really to get an idea what I want to do during this week, what should I watch for? Well, this is the way I do it. I do it on weekends like today, and because price is not moving, and I can do it really calmly and probably record some video of it. So once again, I hope you enjoyed this one. It was a pleasure talking to you, and see you in the next video coming next Sunday. Take care.